Good morning, September 5th, early morning in the Philippines, and it's nice and cool at this time of day, so I'm enjoying it. It's beautiful out. Now, what I wanted to talk about today is like a lot of people, I've mentioned before, I love my country, and there's a lot of strife going on. I always get the news a day late, so watching the Sunday talk shows takes me 12, 13, 14 hours later, and it's about it's politics. My first memories of that's how I started. My first memories was John Kennedy. I liked Kennedy. Why did I like Kennedy versus Nixon? He was a young man, handsome, and then you look at Nixon, crying out loud, what a face. But then I was 5 years old, okay? Kennedy was somebody I would have loved to have as my dad. So that was my first experience with politics. The years went by, and I'd like this one or that one, but originally my mother lied to me when I said I liked Kennedy. I asked her about Republicans and Democrats, and she said, "Well, we're Republicans." I took that to mean that Kennedy maybe he was Republican. I didn't find out till later she lied, but okay. But that was my first experience with politics, and the years went by, and I understood more of what was going on. Like most kids, especially back then, it was the middle 60s, late 60s. At some point, the war was going on, all the strife that caused back in the day, and I was more liberal. I tended to go with the stop the war protesters. So I was pretty much for the Democrat candidate, regardless of who it was. But at some point, as I got older, I I decided I was pretty much more issue oriented. So I would base my opinions or my choices based on that. Still, for the most part, liberal. So I would tend to think in terms of Democrat. At some point, though, when I reached my 20s, maybe late 20s, going on early 30s, as I said, I'm issues oriented. I decided to go independent. So I didn't align myself with Democrat or Republican. I've always believed in abortion to an extent. The accepted term was maybe 3 months, 12 weeks. So even though I'm more conservative today, I have never wavered in that. I have voted for other than Democrat. I was impressed with. There was a time when the we weren't doing all that well economically. Ross Perot came along, and And I thought, I liked the guy. I liked what he had to say. He absolutely knew money, and we needed somebody with an economic or a banker's point of view. So I voted for Ross Perot twice. At some point, no, as I said, I was independent for 30, 35 years, and I was content. But I still generally voted Democrat. There came a time when the trouble really started was I liked Hillary. I really liked Hillary. Uh, Bill Clinton, yeah, he had that thing with the alleged affair, which I guess wasn't really an affair, but Bill, most people liked Bill. Republicans could deal with Bill. He was more of a centrist, somebody they could compromise with. So I thought his presidency, he was all right. Most everyone liked Bill Clinton. So at some point, when Hillary decided, after she had been a senator, she, on her own, had jumped in, I thought, well, as many people did, here's a chance to have Bill back in the White House along with Hillary. She's earned her right. So, I mean, what I envisioned was Hillary would be in. Bush, I, I changed my opinion on him. I thought he was dumb and I wanted Al Gore. I did think it was wrong this Supreme Court stepped in and ended the recount. The hanging chads, everyone who's of age remembers that. But ultimately, he lost. But as I said, I was for Hillary. I had envisioned that two wars going, Hillary would not have faced Benghazi, the scandals with her server, emails, and all that. I could have seen her, if she did just a good, steady job, she might have gone 2 terms. I also know that there was a young and handsome Hillary would have been the first female elected president. And I thought, well, we've got this guy, Obama. He made a great speech at one of the conventions, or the Democratic convention. I forget which year it was, but that, of course, is not what happened. Hillary, uh, she lost this primary, split New Hampshire and Iowa or whatever, I think. But as time went on, that's not what happened. Hillary lost. So I was okay. I was upset, but that's the way it went. But that's the point. That's the way it went. Along about 2016, I saw Trump, and I liked his message. It's that simple. when he came down the stairs, and had he come down the stairs, well, if Hillary had won, all right, her two terms, Barack Obama, she was the first female. The world I envisioned was Barack Obama. He was a freshman senator when she would have been elected. He would have been a seasoned man, still young, still black, still would have been the first black president. But what happened was he jumped the line. Yeah, your boy jumped the line. He cut the line. So when 16 rolled around, Hillary came down the stairs. Instead of Barack, o- Barack Obama facing John McCain. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, it would have been Hillary facing John McCain. And as I said, Barack, he jumped the line. Even the people of Arizona didn't really like John McCain, so I think Hillary would have beat him. But with Barack Obama facing Donald Trump, I have no reason to believe that I would have voted for him. But as I say, he jumped, he cut the line. So that left Hillary in 2016. She had been Secretary of State. By then, Benghazi had happened. Found out more about her, the server, her emails. So when Barack Obama came down the stairs, I switched over that year. And that's when the hate started. The hate started right then. He was liked. Trump was liked. Had a TV show, The Apprentice. You know, I never saw that show. I never did, not once. But he was liked, fairly popular. Nobody really hated him. But when Hillary lost to him, that's when the hatred, they call it Trump derangement syndrome. It's true. Hillary was the shoe-in. There ain't no way Donald Trump was going to beat her. So the hatred is unparalleled. But as I said, the way it could have and the way it should have gone was Hillary should have been president. But there are Southern Democrats, and there are Northern Democrats, and Barack Obama, with urging, I'm sure, from his Northern, he was ambitious. He thought, well, I could win this, and he did. But make no mistake, if he hadn't cut the line, Hillary would have won. If she had made re-election, I have no reason to believe she wouldn't. Barack could have taken his place in 2016 when Donald Trump came down the stairs. All he would have reached would have been the ground floor. So they hate Donald Trump. They've hated him ever since. A guy who was liked before. It's the deepest hatred I've ever seen. But the reality is, Barack Obama All right? He didn't wait his turn. He cut the line. So he cut Hillary's presidency. He destroyed Hillary's presidency. If you wanted to be honest, if you wanted to throw the hate somewhere, I can't ask you to hate Barack. He was he was only a so-so president. His crime bill, a lot of the blacks when Trump came along, they shunned him. They shunned Hillary because of him. He was only so-so. Can't ask you to hate him, obviously not. But make no mistake, Trump didn't deserve the hate. Barack cut the line. He was unseasoned. He was new, first term senator. 8 years later, he would have handled Trump easily, and we'd be looking at his second term coming up in 24. So I guess that'll be the title of it. Showing the man who stole Hillary's presidency. Yeah, my opinion. But Trump does not deserve the hate. All right, take it easy, agree or disagree. Have a good one. Talk to you later.